Let's take a look at what pH actually is. We've heard the term, but let's see what it means. So pH is actually the measure of acidity or alkalinity of a solution. Alkalinity being, you know the term as basic. So water-based solutions with a pH of less than 7 are considered to be acidic, and solutions with pH of more than 7 are considered to be alkaline or basic. And 7 on the pH scale is considered neutral. So if we look at the pH chart, we can see that it goes from 0 to 14. Now, 7 is going to be neutral. Anything below 7, okay, is going to be acidic. Anything above 7 is going to be basic. So as we go from 7 down, we're going to get more acidic. So your most acidic solutions are going to be at the lowest point of the scale, whereas your most basic solutions are going to be at the far end of the scale. Now, if we look a little closer, from 0 to 7, we see that 0 through pH 6 are considered to be acidic. And how much acid really is there? What are we talking about? So each pH number is actually going to be 10 times stronger than the one below it. So if we have pH 5, it's going to actually be 10 times stronger than pH 6, because remember, we get stronger as we go lower on the scale. So that means that pH 4 then is going to be 10 times stronger than pH 5. So here's how strong the acid becomes as pH decreases. Here's some examples of, pH of substances that we know. So milk has a pH of about 6 and black coffee about 5. And we go all the way down to lemon juice and vinegar, that's about pH of 2. Battery acid and strong hydrochloric acid are going to be around 0. And in our stomach, these digestive secretions, we're looking at a pH of 1. So that's a lot of acid. Now, in terms of acid and what this means, it's actually the amount of free hydrogen ions. So when you're talking about acid concentrations, you're actually talking about the amount of hydrogen ion concentration. Let's look at bases. Now, in bases, we're actually looking at hydroxide concentration, so OH negative. But here, pH 8 through 14 are going to be alkaline or basic, and alkalinity increases 10 times for each increase in pH number, just like it did in acid, but now we're going the opposite way on the scale. So 11 is 10 times more alkaline than 10, and so on. Right? So let's look at some substances that are alkaline. Seawater is about pH of 8, baking soda 9, and we go all the way down to soapy dishwater. It's going to have a pH of 12, and pH 14 would be your drain cleaners. If we look at the properties of acids and bases, acids tend to taste sour where bases taste bitter, and both are caustic, which means that they will burn your skin. Bases, though, are slippery. That's what makes stronger bases such good cleaning materials. If we're going to test with litmus paper, litmus is an indicator which will change color in the presence of certain materials. So acids turn litmus red and bases turn litmus blue. In acids, we're again looking at the hydrogen ions, and bases, we're going to look at the amount of hydroxide ions. Now let's talk about neutralization, and that means coming closer to a pH of 7. So we use buffers in order to cushion the acidity or alkalinity to get closer to the desired pH. So if we had an acid that we needed to bring the pH up, we would actually add a weak base. If we had a strong base that we needed to bring the pH down, we would add a weak acid. So why is this important for our body systems? Humans are about 70% water, and that water carries nutrients and oxygen and biochemicals to all our cells, and then the waste products are carried out by the cells in water. The water-based transportation system within our bodies all maintain a specific pH level. It's either acidic or alkaline. Without that, the functions wouldn't occur. We can end up with problems though. So if pH is not maintained, our body has to work overtime in order to get those same functions done. If we consume an overabundance of acidic foods, our body can't keep up with all the acid that we're taking in. So some of the cells don't survive at that pH range and they end up dying. So then our body has to create more cells. But you can end up with health problems. And it's been found that ulcers actually are in the stomach caused by a certain bacterium, but eating a high amount of acidic foods will irritate it. So these ulcers are actually like crater-like sores, and they occur mostly in the stomach or in the lining of the esophagus. And um, they can sometimes develop in the small intestine. So what happens is because the stomach is so acidic, remember those digestive enzymes are around pH of 1 or 2, it starts to kind of eat away a little bit more. It's actually going to irritate where that ulcer has formed. So we have to be mindful of that.